just on the outside of the village of Schevenhütte. And the 12th Regiment and the 8th Regiment of the 4th ID came through here. The 8th used the road, and as a result, they got their picture made. 12th did not use the road, and as a result, did not have any pictures made.
Yeah, well, 12th came in later. Remember, that this was actually where the 8th and the 22nd both fought from.
Okay.
And the 12th was brought in after their experience on the ridge.
Oh, okay. Brought in behind them
They were
after
then
being stymied at the minefield.
Yeah, they were then brought in to support the 22nd from these positions.
Okay.
So they went up in the direction basically up over the hills here, where the valley goes up to the right, and we turned.
Yeah.
They went up that way.
Okay.
8th went that way, across the hill towards the north.
Okay. What direction did the 12th come from?
They came from this direction.
Okay.
And they very likely came along this road to come into Schevenhütte, because this is the
so
short
the 12th
way.
did use this road.
This is the march route for 12th. If they came down to Zweifall, this is the back road from Zweifall to Schevenhütte. Otherwise, you have to go way around the barn.
Okay.
So the military parlance, they would have taken the shortest possible route. This is the shortest possible route.
Yeah.
That's not why I went, oh, why don't I go up that way?
That's right.
Let's follow the route.
And there's the sign that proves we're in Schevenhütte. Okay, the 4th Division and 12th Regiment was on that far ridge over there, moving toward me, trying to take the Cologne plain behind me.
That's going to be harder going down.
It is June 18th, 2008.
It's going to be like up close.
We are here at the front lines from 7th November to 16th November 1944. As I told before, the 12th Infantry came into that area on November 7th because to relieve the 109th Infantry of the 28th Division, which was hard battered just in this area. And the 12th Infantry had received the order to size the front lines, which were going in an arc from the north to the from the west to the north, back to the east. That was along this edge of the trees, followed the other edge of the trees, and along the streets where the Just the Bus is driving to the sawmill.
Yeah.
The sawmill was in American hands, but what was on the opposite, about 100 yards behind, that was in German hands. So the Americans tried many times to attack the go over the Hurtge Garmitter road, but they were always beaten back by the Germans. So and then the Germans had built up a minefield which was running from about 200 meters inside the forest along the edge of the forest, and it went over the Hurtge Garmitter road into the area where today is the settlement from Hurtge, which was built up after the war. And the 12th Infantry.
You can actually show them the markings here on the,
Yes.
the map. That's the minefield.
That's the minefield. That's the Wildesau minefield. That's calling Wittscheid, because this area, Wittscheid is that building, is the sawmill. That's Wittscheid.
I would point out here, notice right here, Weißer
Weißer.
That's the river we were visiting,
That's
just right here behind us in the valley.
And this is the bridge where we walked over.
Okay.
Yes, that's the bridge. Because that road which goes left and right, the big road, that was not there during World War II.
No, not all of it.
That was built after the war because of the big trucks which have to cut to bring out the
timber.
Timber out of the forest. Yes. And later the Germans extend that minefield a little more to the east because they were afraid that the Americans could go around the minefield to attack the Hurtge.
And they did.
And they did.
They did.
So that minefield.
Basically, you're looking at it right out here in front of you.
I brought you some of piece of glass that was found in this field over there in the cornfield.
Okay.
And the Germans used that, were so far I know, French mines, which the Germans took from the French army after 1940, and they used them as their own mines.
Oh,
And I was in contact with the German pioneers of the 12th Infantry.
Yeah, the line you see here.
The line you see here.
Yeah, what
That's
they
the trees.
basically, yeah, that's the what you're looking at is the edge of the field into the tree line right there.
tree line.
They did try to, for a short time, push across and even established a small island over here on the German side of the lines, and the Germans ran armor into it and shelled the daylights out of it and pushed them right back to where you see these lines.
So this is the furthest penetration of the 12th Regiment.
This is essentially their
Right
forward
here across
line.
this line.
They made two attempts to get through. One time they broke most of a battalion through, and were then immediately reduced.
And their companion regiment, the 22nd,
22nd, yeah, they were further out in the Weisseweh Valley, basically a couple miles from here, out over the forest that way, and they were fighting up onto the ridge.
You see the island what Doc just was talking about.
Yeah, this is that little pocket where they got across. Second battalion basically stuck their neck out, and then got it hacked.
yeah, said get away from here. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this was the forward infantry line for his regiment, and by the time they finished up here, then it began to fall to the next division. So when he talked about 8th Division earlier and asked, 8th Division was basically fighting for that road line, and they were the ones pushing up on the other side of the road. They replaced the other part of the 28th Division.
So it's not that the battle was over, they just pulled this group out and put another group in.
They put a group of, they said they were the 3rd
Yeah.
Division in, and they were the
Right.
3rd Division to get chewed up.
So they were still here on December 7th when they withdrew?
Yes.
Yeah, that was when they pulled back, and that was the 83rd who took over, yeah? 83rd Division?
80.
They were the ones who took over the front
Yes,
up ridge
correct,
positions
correct,
here.
correct,
Because that was
So this
83rd
is
was
the-
here, and then 8th Division and 5th went for Bergstein at that point. We're going
But
for
the
Bergstein at
80th
that
30
point.
were more to the Kleiner area.
Yeah,
So
back
here
forward.
the 8th Division.
We're looking at some bunkers along the west wall between Germany and Belgium. These aren't associated with Dad's unit in particular, but it's an excellent example of this kind of fortification. Troops would be in it and firing positions all around it. There was a turret on top with a gun that could fire, and on the front it was buried so it wasn't visible, and the back was exposed for entry and egress by the soldiers.
That's the page in the book.
And I'm making my way down, as you can tell. That was a slip
The bunkers kept getting bigger.
as I tried to film without watching where I'm going. And rather than risk killing myself doing it anymore,
This is up
Johnny comes marching home. Johnny comes marching home. Johnny comes marching home. Johnny comes marching home. Johnny comes 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 marching. Johnny comes marching. Johnny comes marching. Johnny comes marching home. Boom, boom, boom.
When Johnny comes marching home again, hurrah, hurrah, we'll give him a hearty welcome then, hurrah, hurrah, the men will cheer and the boys will shout, the ladies they will all turn out and they'll all feel gay when
Johnny comes marching home. Johnny comes marching home. Johnny comes marching home. Comes home.
that, or excuse me, underneath that, and where the Roman ruins were built on top of, is the old Celtic city. that was here when
These
they
are
arrived.
Roman ruins built on top of an even more ancient Celtic city. So these are quite ancient, to say the least, here in Aachen. And we'll come around here. You see the dates as they whiz by: 800, 700, 600, 500, 450, 400, and even further down. Very interesting indeed. This is Cathedral in Aachen, where Charlemagne is buried or interred, or his box, or his bones are kept in that gold box right there behind this altar. And this is truly gorgeous. All the gold inlay. Quite spectacular. Quite beautiful. Stained glass. Behind the altar. Spectacularly gorgeous. Preacher's box.